Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Keep in mind that I have righteous indignation and moral outrage. I'm angry for a good reason. But I want people to know that it's not okay to be an asshole. This video is not about insulting white people or certain types of white people even, or anybody like them from any race. Okay, it's not about insulting the LGBT community. I've offered to discuss things with them many, many times, far more times than I think anyone else out there ever has. So it's stupid to say that, that I'm treating them unfairly or I'm phobic of them or something when I've offered to discuss things with them. Now, let's look at two things. First, let's look at my top martial arts challenge. People edit my videos to confuse you, but the bottom line is I still have a top martial arts challenge where I offer lots of money, in a way that even rich people are tempted to accept my challenge, but they know they can't beat me. Okay? And you get $50 just to show up, pay nothing if you lose. And this challenge has been there since 2013. It is now 2025. Can you imagine if you had a 12-year top martial arts challenge? Okay? And that people were trying to edit your videos and try to play you out as crazy, and everyone who accepted your challenge, you beat them. And many people saw that you beat them, or for whatever reason they saw your demonstrations and whatever else, and they forfeited. There was at least, I don't know what the number is off the top of my head, I want to say 6 to maybe 14 forfeits. It's hard, to say, but there was a bunch of people that forfeited. They didn't show up. Okay, they forfeited specifically because they didn't show up after they said that they would. That's very significant. I know one of them was a black guy in San Jose. One of them was a guy from New York who said he was going to make time to fly out here. There was some other ones. Now, if people don't understand that I'm the top martial artist and they want to argue with me about it, okay, either have a very good argument or just shut the fuck up. Because it's fucking stupid that you people try to pretend I'm crazy. And this has everything to do with this video. The reason why Sabertooth and Sweeney are on the screen is because we are not competing for the same females. Whether they're rich and famous or they're poor, females like that, they do not tend to want to date me specifically. They do not tend to care that I'm Jesus. They do not tend to care about reality. They live white social norms. They think they're Clueless from the movie Clueless. They think they're Barbie. They think they're Christina Aguilera. Some they think they're Britney Spears. They're not all the way there in reality. They might be nice. They might be among the least offensive of people in America. Well, I guess other than, the privilege can be obnoxious, but okay, something to that effect, okay? But we're not competing for them. And part of the reason why people feel, in the white community, Jewish community perhaps, people like them. My older brother is very similar to Sabertooth, okay? In single combat, I would beat him. But, I'm not super crippled that day or something. But in a sense, that shouldn't really matter. But to some degree, that does piss him off. He's bigger than I am, and he doesn't like the thought of it. And sometimes he's expressed anger as a result. I beat him at the sparring challenge, the implications, what have you. And he's not the only one, right? There's a bunch of guys out there who don't like the fact that I'm the top martial artist ever possible. They have issues. And one of them has to do with females. Saying, why should you care that you can't beat me at single combat, at sparring, what have you? Do you care that you can't beat Tyson in his prime at boxing? Or Tyson Fury, or whoever's the heavyweight these days? So why should you care that you can't beat me? Why does everyone always want to hate on me specifically? That's fucking retarded, right? So you give Tyson his props, you Holyfield, whoever like that you come across, but me, you're like, I can't stand it, I hate this guy. It's fucking retarded. And so there's things that these people have to deal with. One of them is generational breeding. Keep in mind, I'm part white, not racist. Not racist, there's not an unfair racist bone in my body. I'm angry at racists. I acknowledge, what groups they come from disproportionately, what have you, but I am not racist. So a lot of white people, they're related to Celts and Vikings and various Norse groups, I guess they're called, Saxons, Normans, Teutons. They're related to various groups like Goths, Visigoths, Attila the Hun, various barbarian tribes is what they're called. I'm not trying to insult them. I am not trying to insult them. You see that there was a movie called Conan the Barbarian, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was very popular back then. Maybe if you look at it now, you might be confused, but people were young. When I was young, I don't remember exactly, but I probably was a fan of Schwarzenegger and so on and so forth. Okay, but what it depicts is something that's very significant. It depicts somebody who is somewhat savage, somebody who's not very sensitive, not very caring, right? Have a very twisted, savage view of things. Now, contrast with that with, say, Captain America. Captain America is, this fake kind of fairy, Luciferian hero, right? In the comics. This patriot or whatever. Kind of pretty boy, golden boy, and, kind of like Oscar de la Hoya, but he's a white version. He's a golden boy, right? Clean cut, what have you. Now, there's different types of people out there. Both those types you don't expect to do the right thing because they have drank, the white social norm Kool-Aid. They do not live in reality. If you live in a propaganda world, think about like a police officer. No offense to anyone again. And, you're going to like, hey, how you doing, ma'am? Da-da-da. Hey, do you know how fast you're going? Let me see ID. And you're living in this kind of RoboCop world. It's not the same as reality. Okay? And quite often these guys, they go to the police therapist or something after a shooting. There's things that occur that fuck with their head too. They disassociate because of the trauma. And there's generational trauma, mind you. Like they talk about cultural memory. There's the cultural memory that has to do with generational trauma. So there's a bunch of rapes and murders and savage warfare that has occurred throughout European history. Okay, and of course the history of the world, but this is key here, right? The way isn't to be a savage. The way isn't to be me, right? The way isn't to be a golden boy. It's to live in reality. It's the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order. Now, there's some people, I'm pretty sure there's lots and lots of people out there that if I was famous, they wouldn't change their ways. That's part of why they're being so greedy by suppressing me. It's not like I would take over the world overnight if people understood who I am. Because people are racist. They're greedy. There's people who would accuse me of all kinds of horrible things because they don't want people looking up to me. Okay, those people want people to plant evidence on me or to have females say that I did something horrible to them or whatever, right? They would use every dirty trick in the book. That's what they do. And they sent you that message already with Cosby and so on and so forth. Now, Cosby, to some degree, Cosby, Puffy, I have no doubt in my mind they've abused women in their lives. The Quaaludes, what have you, and the other people in the news. Yeah, Epstein, no doubt in my mind, he's guilty. Weinstein, I do not give these guys the benefit of the doubt, but there's another message there. They know these guys have been there for a long time. They timed it that way for a reason. They gave it a lot of media attention for a reason because they want to say, hey, we can frame you. Like they could have easily been framed. They love shit like that. So anyway, what is the solution? Well, in some cases, in some regions, we need to integrate more. And in some regions, we need to integrate less. Okay? If you want to be a sabertooth-like motherfucker and act like an asshole and go to the club and get some kind of chick, okay? Part of the problem is they do like some of the chicks I like, that's for sure. But they don't tend to actually be with them. So we're not competing for the same females. Can you imagine if Sabretooth dated someone more like Belle from Beauty and the Beast? That's kind of what it's about, right? Beauty and the Beast. But that just fucking almost never happens. The type of female that marries somebody who's like Sabretooth, let's face it, no offense to anybody, okay, she's usually a mean person, not a very smart person, not a very fair person, what have you. Okay, maybe they're coerced, maybe they're not. It looks like that much of a mismatch. And again, I'm not trying to bash anyone in their relationships in this video, okay? Just trying to get to the fucking heart of the matter. If we don't discuss these things, we take massive losses as a society. Dating is so bad. Last I checked, 2 out of 3 young males don't have a date. 1 out of 3 young females don't have a date or a boyfriend, what have you. Why is there this huge discrepancy? Because the dating system is so broken. And part of the insanity of it is the confusion that they put there on purpose. And they got these females dating older guys. They're dating each other. Okay, they're You know, that some guy's got several girlfriends or something. There's a lot of reasons why that would be, right? 1 in 3 versus the 2 in 3, right? You know, 1 in 3 females, young females are single, you know, like in their 20s or early 20s or something. And 2 in 3 young males. That's a mismatch. We have a dating problem in society, and the answer is not white supremacy. The answer isn't to make everyone like Captain America. Now, again, I'm not trying to insult people who are like that, you know, and this is part of the discussion we need to have. Should I have to apologize at every 2 seconds? Because there's a lot of people that don't want me to say these things. And they don't care if I apologize or not, a lot of times at least. You know, they say they just shut up already, okay? Everyone knows that, right? And they don't want to solve the problem. It's like homelessness. It's like saying, well, everyone knows we have a homeless problem, now shut up. It doesn't make sense. Or they say, you know, everyone knows that we have a child molestation problem here in America, now shut up. That's fucking retarded. You see what I mean? They actually want to prevent the solution from coming. So as we look at these pictures, say, why the fuck is the top martial artist ever possible shunned when he's more like a leopard, when he's being reasonable, mixed with the divine, what have you, when they're more like, you know, a ruthless, angry, and unreasonable tiger or saber-toothed tiger when it's being unreasonable. And that's like what they cultivate, right? There's that irritation, there's that spirit of hostility in the air when it comes to them, and there's a spirit of divine peace in a certain mulatto form when it comes from me. And again, I'm not a mulatto president, and I'm not a mulatto supremacist. I'm not a racial supremacist of any kind. I just simply say the facts here. So when you see that, you know that there's something wrong. And part of the problem also has to do with cross-racial dating. One thing that's interesting is there's a lot of people mixed with black. There are like so many people are mixed with, you know, I mean, everyone comes from Africa ultimately, but so many people are mixed with black Africans specifically. So many Hispanic people, Filipinas, okay, something to do with military bases, something to do with blacks going there and having sex with a bunch of sex workers and otherwise, and females who maybe aren't so hard to get, and they have a bunch of kids. Every once in a while, maybe there's a more respectable relationship, but the dynamic there and here is despicable. Dating is some erotic desire bitch shit. It's some social norm punk shit. It is some bitch ass shit. It's so bad that even these days, with all the craziness, all the illogical thinking, all these people in these massive groups, right? Can you imagine someone in a new age group saying dating is dead? You know part of why that is? Because you're in a new age group or in these mega churches and other churches. There's people like you in these churches everywhere. So why does dating suck? Because your cultures have failed, but you don't want to admit it. And in the midst of that madness, you got people who feel like saber-tooth raping chicks. You got weird frat guys raping chicks, making weird nerd American Pie faces, scary movie. Like, wait, it gets better. Why they run a train on a fucking chick. Why she's drunk or something. You got sick fucks everywhere. You got sex cults, sex workers, prostitutes, strippers, porn stars, you know, OnlyFans. Just sick fucks everywhere. While I'm shunned for telling the truth, for being a man, for manning up in the most populated state in America. Outrageous. There's more people in Northern California than in a lot of states in America. Just this half of California. But I'm fucking shunned. And that is fucking sick. People prefer the saber-tooth types, the penguin types, the Riddler, Riddler and Joker, okay? They're bitch-ass motherfuckers just in. Like, people don't understand that. They never grew up. You prefer some bitch-ass motherfucker that never grew up to the Son of God. And that makes you a dumb fucking bitch. And the people who raised you that way, they're dumbasses. Just in. Newsflash. Can you imagine people who don't understand that? Yeah, Sabertooth is a fucking asshole. Okay? And when you get rejected by females who are attractive, and countless females prefer guys like that, they prefer rich pieces of shit, there's something fucking wrong with that. You think because some guy amasses more blood money, that he should be the one who fucking marries you or dates you instead of the Son of God? That's fucking retarded. How could you be raised so poorly? What the fuck's wrong with your parents? What the fuck is wrong with you? You think the answer is to wake up every day as a dumb bitch making dumb fucking decisions? You think the males in society, they think the answer is to break into fucking controlled opposition camps and to fuck up everything they touch? Sometimes you gotta be what people consider harsh. You know, better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. If I encourage you to do what you're doing, then I would be like your fucking worst enemy. I'm carrying my cross saying what needs to be said, And it's sad that so many people don't want me to say it. Just because someone's a bigger guy, heck, my dad's a bigger guy. I consider the second most righteous person on the planet. And he's big, right? He's big and tall, what have you. It's not about, bashing people who are big and tall. My older brother, he has some nice traits. He's too much like sabertooth for his own good. But, I'm not mad at him per se right now. I mean, every day we kind of lightweight bump heads. But, and that goes back to the society that prevented me from having my own place, prevented me from having true love. Even if I didn't have a fucking job, okay, I should be able to have my own place. Housing is a human right, and I have a human right to be able to have a mate, especially when I'm the son of God, to be able to have a suitable helper. Let's face it. Guys aren't born with both reproductive organs for a reason. Women are not allowed to shun the Son of God, not on a divine level. With saber-tooth rules, yeah, that's probably what they want. Yeah, that goes far as saying it is what they want. With fucking the Riddler in charge, yeah, that's what he wants. And you're dumb enough to do what he wants. With the Penguin, the Joker, Dr. Doom, Lex fucking Luthor. If you don't know who these people are, look them up. I'll make another video after this where I put their pictures on the screen. With these dickheads fucking rules, yeah, that's what they want. They're fucking retarded. They're criminally insane. They are fucking stupid. When you agree with demon fucks and say, I have sovereignty, and you think it's okay to shun me, you know for sure you're a dumb bitch, whether you admit it to yourself or not. Look who you agree with, and look who you're disagreeing with. So what I say to the saber-tooth types and to the crazy nerds out there and the arrogant rich people, arrogant rich English people, German people, whoever the fuck they are, Americans, is we're not competing for the same females. The female that would date me wouldn't date you because you're doing the wrong thing to the fucking extreme. Not just wrong, but to the fucking extreme. And it's not fair for you to go out of your way to separate me from the female that I would date when she probably just ends up marrying a poor minority or something. Because a female isn't, you say she's a different race, she's not willing to date the Son of God because she's mulatto. We're not competing for her. She's fucking too far gone. That is fucking pathetic. That's not just wrong. That is fucking pathetic. That is so fucking dumb. It's like Sweeney with their look in her eye. I'm not trying to insult Sweeney in this. I'm not afraid to insult her. Don't get it twisted. I'm keeping to the rules here. Has a certain spaced out fucking look in her eyes. Like she doesn't know a fucking thing. And someone else is dressing her up. She's like an MK Ultra CIA sex doll, and someone else is putting on makeup on. She's just sitting there like a fucking zombie. That's how the fuck she looks. And they animate her with a fucking machine remotely or something. That's not a wife to me. That's not a good date to me. Intimate and intimate. Having, a strong connection. A potent romance. Not some sex bot looking dumb bitch. And the people who want that, why don't they just go to their own fucking region and go fuck themselves? Why do they gotta fuck up everything?